This is the new JBL Live Beam 3. It's got a screen in the case, and yes, the screen does get people excited in all sorts of ways. And I know the keyboard warriors are getting ready, their fingers are ready, but the screen is not the reason why I'm calling this underrated. This is Rupesh, you're watching Sillycorns, time to subscribe, and you know what, I get the hype around these earbuds. I mean, this 1.45-inch display on the case is pretty cool. It has 3 brightness levels, you can set a custom screensaver, and it packs in a lot of features. I mean, you can accept calls using this, you can play pause music, change ANC modes, but you're probably thinking, I can do these with controls on the buds, right? Well, this comes in handy because this even shows you an overview of your notifications. You can change the EQ from here, set a timer, find your buds, change any of the settings on the buds. Yes, you get a ton of control here. Now, I was skeptical too about how useful this is, but when you know that your TWS case can do all of this, you just tend to use it more often. And this actually stops me from using my phone to change the bud settings and then getting distracted by other apps in my phone. You know how it goes. I mean, Apple has also patented an AirPods design with the display on the case, so there is some purpose to it. But let's be honest here, this is a cool addition, no doubts about that. But at the end of the day, you want earbuds that sound good, have premium mics, have all the essential features. Now, the reason why I'm calling these underrated is because these have unique features that I haven't seen in other earbuds before, and very importantly, it gets the basics right. See, first of all, this looks good. This case feels well built, solid, and has this Live Beam 3 branding here. There's this loop for the lanyard, the Type-C port that has fast charging support, and there's the pairing button. Do note that you don't get a lanyard in the box, just the cable and the extra ear tips. The earbuds have chrome along with the JBL branding, and they look good, have the IP55 rating, but more importantly, they're super comfortable to wear for long hours. I mean, you hardly notice them, and that's kind of what you want from your TWS. Now, this case is a bit on the heavier side. It's 72 grams, but that's because it's packing a screen along with a massive 680 mAh battery. I mean, most of the earbuds I've ever used have like 400 mAh batteries or 500 mAh at best, so this is insane. And this is rated to add 36 hours of battery life to the buds. Plus, it supports wireless charging, which is something you expect from premium earbuds. Now, these are rated at 12 hours of battery life, and I played music on it at 80% volume with ANC off, and I got around 10 hours, which is very good battery life. Now, another reason why I said basics right is because of the sound. Look, these have 10mm dynamic drivers with the JBL Signature Sound, and there's high-res LDAC support which you can turn on from here. You also get Spatial Sound, and you can choose between these different media types. Now, all that is cool, but how is the sound? See, with the JBL Live Beam 3, the audio tuning out of the box is very good, very balanced, and the first thing I noticed is that the clarity is great. I mean, the audio just sounds very clean, and you instantly know that you're kind of using premium earbuds, and that's without the high-res mode. Now, I did try out the high-res mode with some high-res tracks, and they sounded super detailed, super crisp, so yeah, very good. The high-res mode apart, like I said, by default this is very balanced, but for bass lovers, there's this extreme bass EQ option that really pumps up the bass. And I kind of switched between this and the studio EQ, which have a more nuanced bass and higher volume. There's also an option to set a custom EQ, which is helpful. There's also support for Personify, which creates a personalized sound profile, and I did feel it made the audio a bit more detailed. Now, I said this has unique features, right? Well, first of all, this has adaptive EQ, which has a couple of really useful options. There's low volume EQ, which makes sure that you get the same great audio quality even at low volumes. There's leakage compensation, which adjusts the EQ based on the fit in your ears. Now, this has ANC, and there's adaptive ANC, which adapts the ANC based on the surroundings. And if you want, you can turn this off and set the ANC level the way you want it. There's ambient aware AK, the transparency mode, and there's also the talk through mode, which lets you have a conversation with the earbuds on. Now, the ANC performance is on the money here. It cuts down all the low frequency noise and rumbles all around us. Things like the sound of the mechanical keyboard don't completely go away, but I found the ANC performance to be solid because it just works and there's no weird hum sound. And the same goes for the transparency mode, which just works, and like with the audio, there are some unique features to ANC too. For example, this has the Smart Talk mode, which basically detects when you're speaking and automatically lowers the volume of the music to a minimal level, turns off ANC, and then resumes it when you're done talking, and you can customize the time after which it resumes everything. And this is so handy because it just works really well. There's also personal sound amplification, which will make you feel like you are Daredevil. I mean, it amplifies the sound around your surroundings, so even when someone's talking about you from far away, you can listen to it and yeah, then slap them later. When it comes to the mics, you get 3 mics on each bud, and these mics do a good job of cutting down some noise on calls, and these are actually pretty good. This is an audio test from the mics of the JBL Live Beam 3, and I think the audio here is pretty crisp, pretty good as far as TWSs go. There's even some unique calling features. So there's sound volume optimizer, and you know how some people just like to talk like this. Hello? Hello? Yeah, this option kind of balances these individuals. In fact, you can even adjust the tone of the said individual, and you can even adjust your sound to sound more bright, more powerful. Now let me make it clear, this is a very subtle effect, so sometimes it's noticeable, sometimes it's not. There's also voice aware, which also fixes a big annoyance. This lets you control how much you hear yourself during calls. Now one cool feature is private call mode. This basically lets you take one earbud and use it as a mic, so you can just whisper things. And the fact is, I checked on other earbuds like the AirPods, OnePlus Buds, even Nothing Buds, and they don't take any input when using the mic like this. See, like I said, these have so many crazy features. I mean, the JBL app is also packed while keeping a clean UI, although I did notice that the app runs flawlessly on some phones and kind of stutters a bit when scrolling on some phones, maybe an optimization issue and not a deal breaker, but I hope JBL fixes it. And apart from the features I already talked about, the earbuds also have auto play pause. You can switch between your phone and your laptop, and these have touch controls. And although there's no sliding volume control here, I like the fact that JBL lets you change ANC modes with a single tap. You're no more press holding and waiting for the ANC to turn off. And yeah, the touch controls are obviously customizable. The JBL app also has this relax mode with different mixes. You also get a power saving mode here, updates for both the buds and the case display. Now the Live Beam 3 earbuds have Bluetooth 5.3 while this case has 5.1, and there is fast pair support, so pairing is easy, and I did not notice any connection issues. See, the bottom line is when you first check out the JBL Live Beam 3, you want to try out the display, you want to know what it can do, and I get it, it's pretty cool. But after using these earbuds for a few days now, I can tell you it's pretty clear that it's not just about the screen. I mean, these pack in the sound, the ANC is good, the mics, and these are probably one of the most feature-packed earbuds out there. Now, this has launched in India at an introductory price of 13,999, so that makes it fairly premium earbuds. So I want to know from you, what do you guys think of the new JBL Live Beam 3? Comment down below, and thanks for watching.